Hey guys, thanks for checking out another episode of Continue Games. My name's Glenn, and let's get started with another episode. I'm getting a lot of requests on Instagram and Twitter to do a couple more pickup videos. I call them flea market media, kind of like it's like my homage to Pat the NES Punk's Flea Market Madness. Well, it's more like a rip-off than an homage, I guess, but they're some of my favorite videos to film as well as to watch. So I've been trying to do some recently. I did a first one. You can check out the link below and go watch it. And I've gone a few more times, but I haven't had too much luck. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different. In this video, I'm actually going to hunt for games and other cool stuff at Goodwill. Goodwill is a store where you can go to where items have been donated. You can purchase it, and your purchases go towards charity. I'll put a link down to Goodwill at the bottom as well, so you can try to see where some locations by you are. You can find a lot of cool things there, from games to books to electronics to like old artwork. Pretty much anything that anybody would donate. So you know, the possibilities are kind of endless. But this Goodwill is a little bit different. It's actually a Goodwill Outlet, and you don't pay per item, you pay per pound. So you can really get a pretty good deal depending on what you're getting. Game cartridges don't really weigh too much, so as long as you're willing to kind of sift through the stuff, you might come up with something good. So why don't you stay tuned and let's see what I can dig up. Alright guys, I'm super psyched to be bringing you this hunt through Goodwill. Oh cool, I love those little handheld arcade games. So basically, like I said earlier, there's the Goodwill Outlet. Oh, Famicom game. Those are pretty sweet. You pay by the weight. It's like $3.99 a pound or something like that. It's something obscenely low, so you can really get some good stuff. So basically, that Goodwill Outlet is separated into these big plastic bins on wheels, and stuff is just tossed in here. As you can see, there's stuff everywhere. And I find these Tiger handheld games all the time, and I always kind of try to set them aside, and I get like one or two of them, and I'm trying to kind of get as many as I can, maybe put them in a lot or something, or try to find some that I remember playing when I was a kid. Seem to find like a bunch of random ones. Speaking of random stuff, there's like 100 VHS tapes in here. It's insane. I feel like VHS tapes are coming back. So I mean, if you need a VHS tape, here's a place to get them. Coincidentally enough, VHS tapes and books are actually not by the weight. They're like 25 cents each. Yet another double dribble. Yet another, definitely picking that up. Books and tapes are only a quarter a piece, so you can get a whole bunch of them. You don't have to worry about how much they weigh. I was so pumped when I came across this glow-in-the-dark Ouija set. I love Ouija, or Ouija, or however you say it. And this box and these instructions look like they've never been used. Probably because it's haunted. There's actually a horror movie coming out later on this fall, all about the Ouija board, and it's just called Ouija. It looks like garbage. Speaking of garbage, you probably noticed I don't have any gloves on my hand. Anytime you go to one of these Goodwill outlets, you never really know what's going to be in the bins. So it's a good idea to have gloves. But since I wanted to film me actually digging through all of this stuff, you can't really wear gloves. I mean, I guess I could wear one glove, but I didn't. I wanted to be able to hold the camera as steady as possible while I was digging through this. But as you can see, I got old clothes. That's a wig, that like creepy bozo wig right there. I mean, there is everything and anything in here, so you gotta be careful, because you never know, you can get cut. Love Carmen Sandiego. I used to play that on the computer all the time back when we had a computer class. This is Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, and if you check out my last video, I actually go through how you can play some of these old DOS games on a new computer. So I mean, I don't even know how much that weighs. It's probably going to cost like 10 cents or something. But I can't really remember if I get it or not. I always
try to make the decision in the moment, but you should really just grab a cart and throw all your stuff in it and worry about if you're going to get it or not. Usually, a lot of flea market people hit up these Goodwill outlets, and they pretty much hang out there. I've seen people who hang out there all day, and they'll just, it's ridiculous. There'll be too much competition. You tend to come across a bunch of different games while you're here, and I mean much different everything, because you really never know what's going to be in here. There is Ghost Recon, Tom Clancy. I always preferred, I think I first played Rainbow Six on the Nintendo 64, and what I'm doing is I'm looking at the system requirements, and it looks like it's actually going to require Windows 95. Oh yeah, Zoo Tycoon. I find DS cases all the time, but I never find the games. But I guess if you want to be able to just grab a case for like next to nothing, this is a great place to come. The cool thing is, like, if I just wanted that case, I could just take the book and manual out if they were in there and just walk up with the case. It's not like each individual item you have to buy. It's if it's in there and you can separate it from something, you can grab it. Game Boy Color, Kiwi, Lime. As you can see, it's got some wear on the top of it. That select button is a little bit broke, but it did actually end up working, and it cleaned up pretty good. I mean, you can't. Where else are you gonna pay like 50 cents for a Game Boy? I might have to push the select button in kind of hard, but I mean, for the price, you really can't beat it. I'll put a picture from my Instagram of the receipt that I got from here, so you guys can see how much the total was, because it was pretty impressive. So, tons of records, Mr. Potato Head. As you can see, you really never know what's under here. I'm flipping through pretty quick, but I probably really should be more careful in the future. Yeah, and here's that's a perfect example of what's in here. That was literally a bag of trash. In one of the bins coming up, you're actually going to see something pretty nasty, which kind of goes over the importance of making sure your hands are protected. There's stuffed animals in here. There's Homer Simpson. That's pretty sweet looking. Candyland. This is a great place for board games. I also I picked up Crossfire, that sweet 90s board game here, after looking for it for over a year. And if you check over on eBay, you'll see that that bear's lost. You'll see that Crossfire goes for almost $100. So to be able to pick it up here, I think pay like $4, you can't beat it. I've been working. There's a lot of books there. I've been working on completing the Goosebumps collection. So normally I'll sneak through and try to see if I can find any Goosebumps books that I'm missing. Here's another Tom Clancy game, Rogue Spear. I don't think I've actually played this one, but again, I am checking the system requirements to see if I can run it through that DOS emulator. I do have Parallels installed on my Mac so that I can boot into Windows and play some games, but I really don't like having to go through it all. It's not really that bad, but using the emulator to be able to play it is a lot better. Mech Commander. I was pretty happy about this, and it looked like it had the CD key and everything like that. But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm getting kind of used to having complete games for my systems. So now, even though like it would be almost next to nothing to pick that up, I'd rather have the whole case, or the box, the instructions, or even just the regular stuff in the jewel case. That would be fine. But just a blank CD, don't really need it so much. Oh, that was actually a plate that you stored deviled eggs on. There's a bra. Something tells me, I don't really know if they wash these or not, which can be kind of gross. Hopefully I'll slide my finger out of the way so we can get a better view at what's going on. There is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Gotta love that. I always wanted to get into some of the card like trading games and stuff, but I never really had the patience for it. Magic always seemed really cool, but really expensive. I remember kids had a bunch of decks. I was pretty pumped about this, Command & Conquer, Tiberian Sun. Checking it out to see like what system requirements there were. I couldn't really find any of the system requirements on here. I guess I could look it up, but usually, like I said earlier, There's so many people from the flea markets here going through all the bins, and they literally hang out here all day, so I try to move pretty quickly. They do change, there's probably, I don't know, maybe about 30, maybe even 40 of these bins. These bins are about 12 feet long and maybe about 5.5 feet wide. And they change them out probably every like 2 hours or so. So you really got to be able to sneak in there so you can get yourself a deal.
So guys, hopefully you enjoyed checking out the Goodwill video, watching me kind of sift through all the nastiness that can be in that bin to dig up some stuff. I was able to walk away with some great stuff at a really good price. So I mean, you know what? That's all what it's all about. I look forward to going out this weekend. I'm going to be trying to hit up some garage sales as well as some flea markets. So hopefully I have some luck. I look forward to hearing from you guys as well. Please let me know what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. You can reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram. It's @ContinueGames, or even on Facebook at facebook.com/ContinueGames. They're all with a Z. And don't forget, guys, always press continue.